Hello, how are you? My name is Sebastián Hernandez from Group 2A, and I'm going to talk about my passion for soccer. Uh, Soccer is a very simple game, but a very beautiful game. In big context, it's a great game, and soccer, it's a pretty easy game, and I really like to play soccer. So I'm going to talk about some stuff I like about soccer. I'm going to tell you some rules, some important rules about soccer, and yeah. Okay, so soccer, it's a simple game where 22 players play together. Well, there's two teams of 11 people in the 22 players, and each team has a goalie, and they can play with a goalie in whichever formation they want. And the goalie has to cover his own goal, like his goal. It's a rectangular goal with that's covered on posts. And the function of the goalie is to stop the ball, and they can play with their own hands. And the goalie has defenders. There's many defenders that are my idols, like Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos, I don't like him very much because Sergio Ramos is the player of my rival team, that's Real Madrid. Well, I'm going to talk about it later in the video. And but another different defense that I like a lot is Puyol. Puyol is a great player. Puyol is one of the best defenders, or not the best defender of all times. I think so, because he wasn't the best in the game, but he had a lot of heart in the game, and that's something that I really love about this game. He was a great captain, and he was always ready to fight. He was like a lion, and yeah, that's why I like Piqué. And then there's midfielders. The midfielders are the ones like the artists of the games, because they are the ones that make the moves. They are the ones who carry the game, who grab the balls and pass the balls. They are the men who are in all the they are in all the places, you know. Players that I really like about the midfielders are Xavi and Iniesta. Xavi and Iniesta are a great duo of Barcelona with Carles Puyol. As you see, I'm a great fan of Barcelona myself, and yeah, and I really love him. And Xavi and Iniesta are like painters, like artists in the game. They do the magician stuff, and I really like them. Like one time, and Iniesta was covered by five players trying to steal him the ball, but Iniesta made some magical moves and managed to get off of the five players with the ball, and that's something incredible. And another example of Xavi is his passes and how he played the game so calm, but there was a lot of pressure, so it was crazy, and I really loved it. And something that I really like too are the strikers and the attackers. The soccer is divided in four parts. In the field, the goalkeeper, the defenders, the midfielders, and the strikers or attackers, however you want to call it. It's okay. And a player that I really idolize myself is Messi. Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo and Maradona. Like Maradona because the way he played, not because what he did outside the field, you know, like stuff like that. Not good stuff. Okay, but what I really like about Messi is how he never give ups, you know. Messi is like he was born with a talent, and he's a very special player. Messi is the MJ of the soccer, and that's a player that I really idolize. But a player that I really like love the way he's thinking about soccer and about never giving up is Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo was a player born in Portugal, like very poor family, and since still he wasn't the greatest in the game, but he was very like consistent and a very great player. But he wasn't the best like Messi. Like, he was born with a talent. Cristiano was like the contrary, and that's crazy because Cristiano Ronaldo has always like been training so hard and being like a literally machine on the trainings, and that's I think why he has been the one of the best players on the history, obviously before Lionel Messi, who is the best player in history. And yeah, now I'm going to talk about some history I have on soccer that I really love. Once I was in a torneo amistad with my ex team before Bachi in Malaya. We were in the semifinals, and it was late night, and everybody was watching the game because it was the last game of the day in the torneo amistad, and they were watching the game, and it went to penalties, and everybody was so excited, but they were nervous too because of us. And when we went to penalties, it wasn't the normal penalties that you go to a box and you just shoot from there. They are called shootouts. Shootouts are different type of penalties that you start in the middle of the game of the line of the field, and you drive the ball and can score or chip or whatever. You can do whatever you want with the ball. I was the last player taking the penalty for my team on the last. Yeah, I was taking the last penalty for the team to try to make them go to a final, and I was very nervous, but I knew that I was going to make it right. So I went there, in the silence, and just watched the ball and try to score. When I hear the referee that tell me to go, I was like ready, and that's why I went to and scored a goal, and it was crazy, and everybody loved me for that night. And yeah, but that's why I love football. Football is a like really passionate game where you can lose. Yes, I lost the final after the semi-final of that game, but there's times where you can win too, and it feels very special, like that semi-final or another championship or stuff like that. And I really like football because football is a game where you can just be you and be an artist, be a lion like Puyol, or be the best like Messi. And that's something that I admire very much about soccer, that you can be the best like Cristiano, even if you are not born the best, but you can train to be the best. Yeah, so I really like football, and I think everybody should try it. Yeah, thank you.